Hello guys, today we will see what if Iraq made an empire. In real life, Iraq is a really unstable country. No offense to any people watching my video who is Iraqi. But since it's gonna make an empire, we're gonna make it really buff. So it's gonna be way stronger than it is in real life and be way more stable. So first, Iraq declares war on Syria, which brings Turkey into the war. Not necessarily Turkey is on Iraq's side, but just wants to get some more land of Syria, since they both have horrible relationships in the real life. So first, Iraq starts its push into Syria, mostly capturing almost all its major cities. As Turkey quickly comes in and collects this land from Syria. Syria is completely not prepared for this war, causing it to be split in half between Syria and Iraq. Looking at this peace treaty, we found out that Turkey got most land from Syria, threatening Iraq it would invade. Since Iraq is not as strong as Turkey, it accepts and gets this part of Syria. Remember, this video is just for content and I don't mean to anger anyone out there. So the next country that Iraq declares war on is Lebanon. I mean Jordan. Lebanon's right here. But so it starts a quick push into Jordan and quickly capitulates the country. It's really quick since Jordan was unprepared for this and its military is really just neutral, so it doesn't have a prepared military. It's mostly neutral in the world. So let's look at this peace treaty. We see now Iraq fully basically occupies Lebanon and is kind of not a big country on the map, but is more noticeable than other countries such as the UAE and Qatar. And it starts tension between countries. Since Iraq is a major Iran ally, Iran is basically a major protector if Turkey tries to invade Iran to get more lands, and is Saudi Arabia's main enemy since it's basically set all over the Saudi Arabian border. Next country it quickly does is Kuwait, as they just quickly go into the country, no doubt in that. So as it's barely even existent in this area, so they just quickly boom, just becomes a part of Iraq. Next thing it tries is to just the same thing with Lebanon, just occupies it without trying. And in Israel and Palestine is the main area. In this part, Israel declares war on basically it declares war on Palestine. Sorry, I can't draw it. So we'll just represent I'll just make it thin. There we go. This is Palestine, and here is Israel. Iraq joins the war in order to occupy to have another major ally, since the Israelis were prepared for this invasion and actually does a pretty good push into Iraq and Palestine. Iraq was definitely not prepared for this, so it calls out for Iran, but Iran has was already in a major issue with the US, so it didn't join just yet. It was about to enter main Iran when Iran finally gets its troops together and starts a push back into Iranian territory. It quickly goes and invades the Israel mainlands while making a large encirclement of troops. This troops is quickly wiped out as Israel also goes down with it. That was a really stressing battle for Syria, so Iraq I meant. So let's see this peace treaty. So in this peace treaty, Iraq just wants Israel, so just fully occupies it. Now it's a big threat to Saudi Arabia, since all over its border it's an Iraq that is an ally of Iran. But Iran talks to Israel saying that why did it not help when Israel attacked. It said that he had major issues with the US and we were also doing something else. They didn't specify what they were doing something else. So Israel is mostly stuck since they can't invade Iran, their ally, and if they do, they would get crushed. They can't invade Egypt; it's also really powerful. They can't. Saudi Arabia is also really powerful, and Cyprus would bring Turkey to, try and Greece into the war. So what Iraq does is decides to go basically line their troops across the border with Iran, and tells Iran some plans. So they decided to work on the plan, and you will see what happens right now. As you can see, Iraq and Turkey banded together to declare war on, Iraq and Iran decided to declare war on Turkey. Greece, wanting some land, also declares war on Turkey, and Cyprus, wanting to join Greece without problems, declares war on Turkey. In real life, Cyprus is actually divided in half between the Turkish and the Cyprus, because one time that Cyprus tried to join Greece, but Turkey didn't let that, so they separated the armies. Okay, Turkey was not prepared for this. A quick push around, quick push over here was made, pushing them back to mainland Turkey, and Greece also pushes them out of Europe, which now makes Turkey Asian. But they also not some complete loss. They have not suffered complete loss as they took over full Cyprus. This is at a cost though, as they still haven't reorganized their troops and mobilized them, as they quickly take over the border that border Georgia and Armenia and Azerbaijan. I don't think they do, as they quickly take this part, and Greece makes some landings here, and also makes some naval landings on these areas with the Arcus Islands. If I pronounce that wrong, don't blame me, I do not know them. As they quickly connect, Turkey manages to reorganize their troops and mobilize them, and starts a push in back out of mainland Turkey. They manage to reconnect the border and actually manages to push back Greece to Istanbul. Over here, they almost get rid of the naval landing here, as they almost do it, but in the cost of that, the red team manages to make a naval landing in Cyprus, quickly taking over back the country. In the meantime, now Turkey is really not prepared for this war. Even though they're doing well, Greece again gets back into their island with even bigger push as soon as they also. Turkey is now just in a half a state, so Turkey decides, as they quickly first take over the coast and they slowly capitulate Turkey, Turkey decides to do the smart thing and surrender to these people. Not these people, sorry. I'm so bad. Greece, Iraq, Cyprus, and Iran. Let's see the peace treaty. Okay, so this is the peace treaty. We see that Iraq gets all of Syria and also has some land in Turkey. Iran just gets this long bear and now just looks like a snail with just one long horn. I forgot to mention Azerbaijan and Armenia joining the war. That's okay. I mean, they probably wouldn't go against Iran since they were right on their doorstep. And Turkey was not even prepared. Greece manages to get this part of Turkey, and Cyprus finally joins Greece. Turkey is not looking in good conditions. I mean, now they're Asian. Now, and also Greece gets control of the canal. Now, Iraq tries to figure out what should it do next. I mean, they are surrounded by their things, and for Turkey, it's not even worth it. Egypt and Saudi Arabia are strong. So, they decide to do one last thing. They make a pact. I know it might sound crazy, just don't hate on me. Made a pact with the UAE. Okay, this is completely fictional on my side, okay? UAE and basically the UAE. This UAE will serve as a distraction to take out Saudi Arabia and Oman and Yemen. After the Saudi Arabian troops are on this side of the border. Iraq and Iran would join the war against Saudi Arabia, meaning they all will get land. Okay, please don't hate on me on this. Okay, as they make a secret pact with UAE. UAE commences its Operation Middle East. So, UAE declares war on Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman and Qatar in order to distract Saudi Arabia. So first it takes this land from Oman from the top of itself. Then it starts its push into Saudi Arabia and Oman and takes Qatar. This was a surprise attack since they have open borders. UAE sees ease in taking these. Saudi Arabia now has to move all its troops from the Iraqi border down to see what's wrong with the UAE. The world is shocked that why would such a small country will fight such a big country. Since they have a lot of ease in taking this land, they almost have fully capitulated Oman. Yemen rebels break out from Yemen since Yemen has to go through a two-front war. It's over here and one over here. This is not accurate, just telling you. As they quickly take over the remainder of the land, UAE does not wants the full land, so it attacks the rebels. The rebels were not prepared for this and creates a defensive front line over there, taking this land. So Saudi Arabian troops reach the border and now start to attack the UAE, liberating Qatar. After the full Saudi Arabian troops do this, Iraq declares war on Saudi Arabia, quickly rushing in from the top. This was another surprise with Saudi Arabia, not knowing they both were on the same team. After lots of battles, Saudi Arabia has to retreat its troops to create a defensive front line. They retreat all troops to make a defensive front line over here. As they take over this side, UAE manages to push back the Saudi Arabians and make a defensive front line over here around their main city. They eventually link up and go for a kill. Capturing. This is the remainder of Saudi Arabia. As they quickly capture the coast and surrounding the coast, Saudi Arabia decides to surrender. Now let's look at the final peace treaty of the Middle East. Okay, so this is the peace treaty. We see that UAE got half of Saudi Arabia, fully annexed, Qatar, Oman and Yemen without giving the Yemen rebels anything. And this is how much land Iraq takes. To be honest, Iraq kind of looks unrecognizable from what it looked before, and it became a majority world power. Iran did not come in just because it can't get any land from here. But that's gonna do it if Iraq made an empire. I hope you liked it. Bye.